We welcome you back on the Fight Report. We appreciate you taking the time. And right now we got smiling NSamAlvey on the show. Make sure to check out his upcoming fight, UFC on ABC 2. This Saturday, he takes on Julian Marquez, and he'll be back in action in Las Vegas, Nevada. And he's training at Dan Henderson's Athletic Fitness Center in Temecula, California as well. And we appreciate you, Sam. Always a pleasure to have you on the Fight Report. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, thank you so much. I love being on.
Okay, awesome. We appreciate you being on there. Talk about this year, starting fresh, after last year, which managed to escape you without a win.
Yeah, man. I don't know what happened. Shoot, the last 2 years, actually, getting real tiring being on the wrong side of all these decisions. So, I'm going back down to 185, where hopefully a judge will judge me a little more fairly.
Was that the only thing that went into it to go back down to the weight?
I won a damn fight at 205. I beat the brakes off the last guy I fought, and they still found a way to not give me the win. I feel I beat Ryan Spann, and they found a way not to give me the win. I kind of feel that whoever these bums are that they find in the parking lot before the event to judge the fights, they go into them thinking, well, that guy's bigger, so he must have won. And I've been the smaller guy at 205, so I'll go back down to 85, and I'll do everything I can to be the bigger guy again.
Definitely. You were originally fighting Zak Cummins. Unfortunately, he withdrew with an injury and couldn't compete. So you have Julian Marquez. What do you anticipate from him?
You know what? The dude's a stud. He hits hard. He's got a hell of a chin. He keeps going. He's got heart. I mean, that's kind of, he has got heart. He is three fights in his UFC contract, and he's kind of lost all 3 fights until he wins them. And he is good to go until the fight is over.
Definitely. I mean, that was a great win, come from behind win he had in his last one.
He was down about 14 minutes and found a way to finish.
Definitely. So he's definitely dangerous. Not a guy you could just, take your foot off the gas pedal, not even for a second.
Not even for a second.
And then what do you think of his comments he made? He called out Miley Cyrus to be his Valentine. What'd you make of that?
It was funny, but I'm a little hurt. I'm really more of a T-Swift fan of myself. Okay. And that he were to just ignore Taylor Swift like that is just, it's beyond me.
Definitely. He was also trying to do something where he wanted the fans to tell where they're from. So, UFC knows who has the loudest crowd. What was your thought about that?
He could have just asked me. I fought everywhere the UFC's ever fought. And it's Mexico City. Mexico City is the loudest crowd.
Definitely. Okay. That definitely makes sense. They probably start drinking it like the crack of dawn there before the event. Training for this fight, did you go back and review your previous performances? And if so, what changes did you feel needed to be made?
Yeah, I tried. I went back, and this camp, a lot of it was spent on the weight cut. I come down from about 230 to get to 186 or 185. And so I've done a lot of conditioning, a lot of running that way. I've looked over what I'm doing or what I've been doing, and I've corrected the errors.
Definitely. And you feel like this fight will be different?
Yeah. This fight is, I guess my last 2 fights, my back has been up against the wall. I had to win. But this fight is, I have to win. I have no choice. They're not going to keep me around again. If I don't win and win dominantly, I could be on that cutting block, and I don't want to be.
Is this the right time for you to take the fight? Did you want something sooner?
You know what? This is the perfect time. It's the, I haven't won in 2 years. Well, I haven't won in 2 years. And I as of this last January, I'm finally adopted my little girl. I was a foster parent. I'm still a foster parent, but I'm not currently fostering anyone. And for about 2 years, this little girl there was a fight for her. She is mine. Is no longer in the back of my mind. She's a beautiful little thing, and there's not a person on this planet that could take her from me.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm glad to be able to say it.
Definitely. I see you watch pro wrestling. So are you excited for this weekend with WrestleMania? Is it something you do with your children, or are you a fan yourself personally? And are you going to be watching this weekend?
I actually didn't know WrestleMania was happening this weekend. I sure hope I'm watching. I am now. Whew, that's cool. See, the problem is I teach at night, so it is so hard for me to watch. I grew up, I watched everything growing up, every pay-per-view, every SmackDown, every Raw, everything. And then I grew up and I got a job, and my job is I teach all night, so I never make it. But now that I know of it, I watched the Royal Rumble 2 weeks ago. I think I'm gonna have to make a goal of seeing it this week.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 nights, and what's really cool is that the fight UFC is going to be on earlier in the day.
Oh yeah, it's on 2 nights in a row,
Yeah,
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, this will be the last time they're doing that.
Okay.
So yeah, I was going to ask you about some of the matches, but if you don't,
yeah, I'd be the wrong guy to ask it this time. I want to get back to it. I keep telling my kids I'm going to. It just hasn't happened yet.
Sure. Hopefully after a victory, you'll get to kick back, and I don't know if you drink beer, but get to enjoy it.
I'll be able to kick back at least.
Yes. We rarely hear from Dan Henderson. He's the head of your Dan Henderson's training center. He's one of the OGs in MMA. So do you ever hear his opinion on today's topics in MMA, like what he thinks is going on? Because we rarely hear from him. He doesn't do many interviews. And
yeah, no, he anytime there's something going on, he's always got something to say, usually a way how to correct it. But no, you're right. He's been in the game longer than any of us, and he could beat up anyone at any time. He still comes in and whoops me every now and then.
For sure, man. I know. I just was curious because I'd like to hear what he thinks about John Jones and that whole thing that's going on with him and the super heavyweight fight with him and Ngannou. I'm sure you have an opinion on that.
Let's see. I think he said he thought Jones would win. He thought Jones would out-wrestle him. Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice.
I think he's dead wrong, though. I think Ngannou knocks Jones out like early in the first. I don't think it's a fight.
Definitely. Well, I understand him sticking with the wrestlers and and speaking about wrestling, I know you had a in-house wrestling tournament. So, talk about that.
Yeah. So it's a second semi-annual in-house wrestling tournament. Weight class is 155 all the way up to 190. Dan Henderson was the referee. It was everyone that was in the tournament was somehow related to Team Quest. It was just a ton of fun. It's all on my Instagram live, so you guys can even go back and watch it. I got to commentate the entire time, and I just had a blast doing that. If you know me, I love talking, whether I know what I'm talking about or not. I love the sound of my own voice. And so it was an hour and a half of me just kind of jibber jabbering at the phone.
Yeah, definitely. I know you had one of the team. You were in charge of one of the teams of Elite Amateur Fight League, and they're coming back as well. So maybe
yeah. As soon as they're back, I'm gonna be building a team again with them.
Awesome. I think they're holding an event in the Indiana area.
Oh, cool. I hadn't heard the good news yet.
Yeah, they haven't confirmed like the location and everything, but we know it's probably Indiana. But
okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we'll see you around. Also talk about Saturday. You're going to be one of the first fighters to wear the new UFC outfits, or what they call fight gear or fight gear, rather, from Venum. How excited are you for that?
I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. I enjoyed the Reebok stuff. So I'm sure I'm going to like the Venum stuff as well. I always look forward to getting my new pair of kicks with the UFC or with Reebok, and they're still doing that. And it's going to be a really good experience being with, I was with the UFC before Reebok, during all of Reebok, and now Venum, and I'm looking forward to working with them and helping make them an even better company.
And you don't see like the UFC or any other, would you like to go back to what other promotions do where you have to get the individual sponsors? You like this better?
I do. I like this better. I think people overestimate how much sponsorship they could possibly get. There's only so many people out there willing to give you thousands of dollars to wear the picture on your butt. And it's Reebok is, it was just there. I didn't have to worry about anything. I didn't have to go out and try and find anything. Now, some superstars it'll hurt, like the John Jones, the Conor McGregor. I'm sure Francis Ngannou, people would pay them a lot of money. But with the uprising of social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, it makes it far easier to monetize.
And I was curious, have you ever had any dealings with Monster Energy?
No, they sponsor our gym. Our gym has a lot of Monster Energy heavy bags, but no, I've never done anything with them.
Okay, they made the news recently because of one of the people in charge, and he had like beef.
Yeah,
and all that.
I don't. Dan Henderson probably knows him, but I have not had the honor of meeting him yet.
For sure. And then, what do you think we can expect in this fight? When it's all said and done, how you feel you get your hand raised, and what do you want to go out there and show that people haven't? What do you want them to remind you that NSamAlvey is known for?
I am a fighter's fighter. I take fights no matter what, and always. I'm a guy who goes out there, I bite down on my mouth guard and hit the other guy harder and more often than he hits me. And that's the kind of fighter I want to be remembered as. That's the kind of fighter I am.
Definitely. And I wanted to get your opinion on the upcoming fight, the main event of UFC 261. Kamaru Usman is going to be defending the welterweight title against George Masvidal in the rematch.
I hope Masvidal wins, but I don't think he will. I think he's going to get ground out the exact same way Usman beat him the first time. Usman's great and all that. He's just kind of boring. He wins kind of boring. Masvidal would be a fantastic champion, so I'm rooting for him. I just don't think he's going to get it done.
Well, Smiling NSamAlvey, we appreciate you being on the Fight Report today. Best of luck. Everybody check it out. UFC on ABC2. He'll be taking on Julian, the Cuban Missile Crisis, Marquez, in middleweight action, 185-pound action. Check it out. Hey, if you don't have ESPN, ABC, it'll be on free TV, so can't miss it.
Yeah. Hey, can't miss it, guys. It's going to be a good one.
Definitely. Anyone you'd like to thank, go ahead.
If anyone, I want to thank the fans. If any of you want to talk to me, hit me up. TikTok is like the greatest thing ever. Hit me up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I love talking to you guys. So hit me up and I'll answer any questions you've got.
For sure. And that was another thing I wanted to mention is hopefully next time you'll have another fight in front of the fans.
I hope so.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate you being on the Fight Word today. Thank you very much, Sam, for being on the show.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me on.